Alright, we live, baby. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Morgan Renee Myers. Alright, Bird, you gonna let me talk or you gonna do all the talking? Birds wanna get right happy. Anyways, I'm in their house. So, it's your girl, Morgan Renee Myers, tuning in with you all. I have been posting and sharing my gardening journey with you all. Sorry about the light, and I'm outside, and I just came to do my thing. But, I've been posting my journey in my garden and showing you all my harvest, and I've been getting some good feedback, and people are asking questions, and it's just showing me I have to get in preparation mode to teach you guys, because I do understand that communicating and teaching is one of my gifts, but I just never foresaw myself really teaching y'all about gardening, because it really kind of happened on a whim. Well, maybe it wasn't on a whim, it was divine. I had a friend move in, and they kind of helped spark the fire, and now me and the rest of my roommates have taken over. So anyways, I'm out here today doing what's called pruning, and I'm also repotting some things. Some of these starter plants are starting to die. These some sunflowers that need some tender love and care. So a good idea when gardening is to get out early in the morning before the sun gets too hot. And I came out to water. I didn't even plan to come out and do this, but I started seeing some of the stuff that was wrong. So I was like, why not? So let me get to it while I'm talking. But yeah, best to come out in the morning and do what you got to do before it gets too hot, and also so that your plants are not suffering all throughout the day, because you want to wait till the evening, and then you may not be free in the evening or what have you. So today is Thursday, which means the People's Market vending market is open, and we do this every Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. here in Greensboro, North Carolina at 1417 Glenwood Ave. It's a Methodist church parking lot or field. We're not inside the church. We're not even necessarily affiliated with the church. We just utilize that space to be able to do what we do. And it's a local vendors market. So local produce farmers are out there, local craftsmen be out there. I'm typically out there with my business, more of my creations, where I'm selling my black soap and my body oils and my crochet earrings. And then I'm also out there with my sister Kalaine for our business, Community Kitchen, where we serve vegan food, plant-based food, no animal products used. So today we're doing barbecue jackfruit, vegan mac and cheese, and I'm doing untuna made with hearts of palm. And we have a friend by the name of Brother Stan. He has a company called Stan's Pickling Co. And y'all, I'm not even a pickle person. I done tore off some of the leather I wanted to keep. Put it in my bag. I'm not even a pickle person like that, but I had some of Stan's pickles, and I have been a fan. And so I use his pickles to make relish, and I put that in with the hearts of palm, some vegan mayo, some kelp flakes, some Old Bay, and other seasonings to give it a fishy taste. And that's the vegan, untuna. It's not tuna, but comes close. And I like that better than the chickpea. I do chickpea tuna too, and it's cool, but I feel like the hearts of palm gives me more of that tuna texture and feel. I think I might, nah, don't give up on the plant, Morgan. I was gonna say, I think I'm just done with this plant, but nah, let me just trim it down. So yeah, that's today, and I was bringing all that up because I am going to go out there, weather permitting, with some of these plants to sell. We had a backyard garden kickback in the backyard, and those be lit. So basically what that is, our friend, initially we did one called a backyard garden pop-up, and a backyard garden picnic pop-up, something like that. Anyways, the idea of that was that it was incorporated, a picnic theme where you would come and eat and all this and that, with your picnic basket and all of that. But since then, we've transitioned and we've called it the Backyard Garden Kickback, because our partner that does the picnic stuff, she's been out doing picnics, so we ain't had the picnic aspect of it. But they've been lit. We invite local artists, local performers, singers, lyricists, musicians. We've had a live band. This last one, we had a DJ. And we were celebrating one of my roommates' birthdays as well. And it was it's always a good time. We have vendors here. We serve food. I usually drop some soul food egg rolls, made all vegan mac and cheese, candy yams, and collard greens. All of it be inside of an egg roll. So yeah, I was doing those. And then, you know, my meat eater roommates, they was cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and selling drinks and stuff, and it just be lit. It'd be a good time. And so I was selling some plants there, but I want to take them to the market today and see what I can really get off. All right, so transitioning. Thank y'all for tuning in. Grand Risings. I hope y'all having a good day. So normally, I got a lot of stuff that like didn't grow or died in the pot, and excuse the light, and I don't know how to get it any better without, yeah. So like this was chamomile, and it just didn't take well to the heat. Some stuff I can't keep up with all this stuff in the garden, so I would need to reuse this soil because it's still useful. It's just the stuff didn't come up. Now normally, let me show y'all what I'll be using. Normally I just dump all of my unused soil or things that didn't grow into this cooler. And I don't know if y'all can see, but it already has dirt in it, and all of this is old dirt. Also, sometimes in this cooler, if I haven't had things that I am reusing or whatever, I'll just put regular potting mix in here, and we just come and grab it out of here and put it in pots and start our new plants. Or like we have some grow lights inside. We have a solar light panel, like a very small one, that's connected to a light in there, and then we also have 2 LED panels. And so Grand Risings, everybody. And so we sometimes start seeds in there in one of these containers. So buy seeds from the store. This is spinach, and put it in there, let it start up under the grow lights. That's called germinating. So we let them germinate, do that thing, and then when they look like they looking good and they can transition outside, then we do that. And so sometimes the pot and mix comes from out of here to do that. So we're all about reducing, reusing, recycling around these parts. But today I'm thinking I want to try something a little different, because I might use that soil and mix it with some pot and mix. And so far that has been successful. So let me start by saying that. But why I want to do something different is just because I saw a few of these that I'm about to empty had like roots and stuff in it, and I kind of want to go through and take those roots out, because I don't want old stuff coming up and new stuff, because sometimes that can happen and you cross-pollinating, cross-germinating without even meaning to. So yeah, I won't be able to get them all out, but I can at least try to get, like, you know, like this was the start of something. What? I don't know. And so I'm going to use the pool versus just putting it in there so that I can get out as much as I can, and then I can mix it with some pot and soil and move on by my day. Whereas in there, it's too much going on in that cooler. All right, so ooh, you know what I might do? Cause child gardening be on your knees and back. Woo. Hold on. Let me see. Can I do that? Y'all can still see me. Alright. So yeah, so I've been learning. This chamomile look like it's still some good. I just need to trim it. So let me get back down there. I've been learning a lot through this journey, and y'all don't mind my ashy feet right now. I'm in the garden. Y'all mind y'all business. I've been learning a lot. I was not even expected to be in this place, in this space right now. I actually started learning how to garden about 5, 6, 7 years ago from a sister friend out here in the community, and it was such an amazing time. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I'm just resourceful, and I'm really about the reducing and reusing life. So I was on Craigslist and stuff back then, maybe for that reason, I'm not sure why, but I came across like a whole bunch of pots, like, you know, like pots, and like a lot of them, and I gave them to the lady and you know, she was so excited and thankful, and she just provided me so many opportunities to learn and grow. And I was doing a lot. She has private land out here, and we was going out there and learning how to do stuff, and it was just an amazing experience. And then I don't know, all of a sudden I just kind of like fell off. Now granted, at the time I was also going with a young man who I'm no longer associated with, so I don't know if like my love for the gardening kind of died with that love or what, but maybe subconsciously it did. Maybe just life. Like, I don't know if I was finishing school or was already out of school. I'm not even sure what was going on in my life, but I hadn't been back into it, and I still would see the sister and still love what she was doing, but just was not getting my hands in the garden. So with this recent transition in my life, and having someone come in that was actually residing here and showing me what to do, like, it made me like want to get back on it. And what's funny is last year I done had a few living situations. I've been at the same place for a few years now, but I done had a few different roommate situations, and so each one was different. And so the one prior to this would come out here and actually was in a horticulture class and was coming out here and doing certain stuff, and I still wasn't as interested. I was like not really helping. So it's just unique how spirit moves, and now I'm doing what I need to be doing, and I missed it. Like, I really missed it. I've taken a herb course that was for pregnant women. Well, pregnant women, pregnant and postpartum um, herbs in the Southern tradition is what the course was about. And because, pregnant women and mothers who just gave birth, they cannot consume everything that they could prior to pregnancy. So um, once I started taking an interest in that, as well as this garden, it just made me really understand how food is medicine. And so, like, chamomile is one of those plants that is helpful for pregnant women, and it helps calm their nerves. And I'm excited to see how this flowers and what it does, and I got to do more research because I don't really know. But yeah, it's been fun out here, learning a lot. It can get stressful sometimes. It can get a little pricey. I think we about to start a GoFundMe, and some of the backyard garden proceeds go to this. But yeah, it's not the cheapest to maintain a garden, but the reward is beautiful. And one of the things I always tell my audience when I host these backyard garden kickbacks is, like, the reason we wanted to highlight the garden aspect and actually be selling plants, not to bore people, as I'm talking about what all we have going on, but we gotta be mindful. Like, we eat, everybody love to eat, and we eat every day for the most part. Unless you fasting or just going through some stuff, or finances is really like that, niggas gonna eat. People gonna eat. So it's important to know where your food come from. It's important to be a part of the person that's maintaining and growing your food, like, to know exactly where your food come from. We don't really know. We know we can go to the store and get it, but how far do it be traveling? What is really, how's it really being handled? And even here in my garden, you don't know how I'm doing. I could be spraying all kind of chemicals. I'm not, but sometimes we do use Miracle-Gro products, and we know that's not the most optimal thing, but what else can we do? We have to use what's near us, what's most cost effective, until we learn and do better, like learning about natural composting and making, our own soil and nutrients and things like that. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna trim some of them later. I'm about to get all of these out that ain't no good. So yeah, it could be a little pricey, but it's worth it, and I'm abundant and blessed, so it's all good. So then what I'll do, when I empty these, I'll end up reusing these. Like, I got some starter plants out here that need to be transferred to a pot. They're just in the starter trays. Let me give you another example. I showed you spinach. Come here, the people want to see. Oh, turn you back around. So this is corn, and you see it's in this raggedy thing. I got raggedy. So these would need to be taken out and either put into a bigger pot or put into the ground. And I might give y'all a little garden tour at the end when I get done. All right. What's coming out? I don't know what this was. I think it was lemon balm. It did not hold over well. So, take the top off, and I'm going to take this part with the roots off, because I'm trying to have a little bit of remaining roots in my mixture. This, I don't know what it was, but it didn't come up. And sometimes I wait, because sometimes, so the seed package will let you know, and even if for some odd reason you get some seeds, hey brother Kamal, good brother, real farmer, in case you don't, for whatever reason, you don't have a packet of seeds and you don't know how many days to harvest, Google. But yeah, most of the seed packets tell you how many days to harvest. And so what's wise is to keep a journal. Basically, we're keeping a log of who did what, for how long, what utensils were bought, how much they cost, where we got them from, the exact name, so that we can know, what was effective and what was not. And so when you see a pot like this, if you know it takes a certain amount of days before it germinates or before it comes to harvest, then you won't be messing with it. But some things I let sit for a while and it just didn't come, it ain't came up at all. So I take it as a sign something didn't go right in the seed or the soil, and so I dump it. All right, now this I think was supposed to be parsley or calendula. Sorry, calendula. Make sure you label. I'm still working on the labeling properly. We've been using I don't know the names of these tapes, and I should. But the whatever this type of tape is, the tan one. And then I would write in Sharpie, and then I would tape that clear like moving tape over it. And sometimes that don't work. So having these little things that you could put in. This was obviously a rosemary, but we wrote dill on it because we planted some dill over here. So sometimes these are better than trying to label them or using my I have a tape label. Oh, I gotta pay my phone bill today. Thank you for the reminder. It's a label maker by Brother. So anyways, this is calendula, but it don't have holes in the bottom of this, and so it hasn't been draining well. But I do see one little flower coming up, so I'm kind of hesitant to dump it. And my roommate planted this. So I'll put this to the side and maybe put some holes in that later. But look at these green bell peppers, y'all. We planted some seeds, and they coming up. So cute. All right. Now, these are some onions, and they going to need to be repotted. Because look at them. My God. Let's pull one up and see what it's looking like. Ooh, they smell good. But I don't think they're ready yet. Ain't they supposed to be more oniony? Yeah. Or do you just use the top? Is this the green onion? Is this the green onion in the store that you buy that people just use they just use this part to eat with? I'm not familiar with those. Like I literally only grew up on the big white onions, and so that's what I cook with and that's what I know. But I think these are the ones where you just chop them and use this part. I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know who planted these or what types of onions these are, but they know they onions and they hair is it smells so good. Alright, what else? Who's next? I got some more onions. I think this is one that I started, an actual one that I was killing. Say, yep, oh, okay. So I could just pull them up. You think they ready? I think they ready. Okay, interesting. So this was one that I was cooking with, a yellow onion, and when it got to the end of it, I put the base of it on a plate with water, and it started sprouting, and so then I came out here and put it in dirt, and so this is what it's been doing. So something growing underneath, I reckon. Alright, let me get back to what I was doing. Dumping these no good trays out so that I can reuse them. Normally I have some music on or something too, but you know how Facebook do with music not being yours. I want to flag your videos. But this is a great way to spend time with God. Y'all know I be asking, did y'all wake up, stretch, and drink water and all that? This is a great way to get in some form of meditation. Meditation don't have to just be sitting down with your eyes closed, deep breathing. It's a great way. It's something you still should do, but it's not the only form. Crocheting is a form of meditation for me. Coming out here in this garden is a form of meditation. I'm really, tapped in and tuned in to nature, to God, to essence, to creation. If that ain't meditative, I don't know what is. I could have just did this in the big cooler, because ain't too much roots in none of these. Ooh, there's a lot of bugs in that one. Alright, what was this? Lemon balm, peppermint? I don't think it's no coming back. Yeah, I might have to discard you to the compost, baby. Still smell good. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, so preservation, reducing, reusing, recycling is the name of the game, baby. Cause, child, we waste a lot of dirt if we just threw it in the trash. And it could be reused. Do I want to dump you sunflower? Oop, about to now, I broke it. Ooh. Gotta keep my live alkaline water nearby. Black owned water from black owned land. May as well buy it from the black man. What y'all know about it? It's a guy out in Yadkinville, North Carolina, who has indigenous land that his people passed down to him, and it has a water source going through it, an alkaline water source. He tested the pH and it's above 7 or above. And so yeah, he also uses a black-owned bottling company to bottle up the water. I'm like, that's so dope. Just what we need. All right, let me trim this lavender down while I'm here, while it's in my face. Some of these dead parts off. And I gotta research how to better take care of it. There's so many daggone plants out here. It's hard to keep up sometimes. And certain plants don't need as much attention and water as other plants. Some plants do good on their own. You just feed them one good time and leave their ass alone. Like aloe vera is like that. They do not need a lot of water, and they will drown and get wet on you and will turn their backs. What's another one? Rosemary does not need a lot of water. You'll end up, it'll basically look like it dry out, but what it'll have done is die because you overwatered it, and so yeah, it will dry out. And some of that I had to learn the hard way. Some of that I was told and didn't listen, and nature showed me. Okay, you leaning. Lavender. Let's see. To be honest, I'm about to chop this whole leaf off. It's like they good up top, but the roots is all brown. Or more toward the base. That's weird. A lavender plant. I don't really know if that's going. I don't know. All right, what else we got to? Don't. This was purple cone flower. Did not hold up at all. Look like it's trying to come back through, but I don't have faith. Yeah, no. We're just gonna let you go, purple cone flower. And Brussels sprout definitely didn't give him enough attention. Can he be revived? Ooh, his soil's so dry, child. Brussels, I'm not gonna give up on you, baby. I'm gonna pull some of these layers back. I'm gonna water you. And we're gonna see what come of you, okay? Because you still got a little soul, a little spirit, it look like. And I don't want to take that away from you. So we just need to water you real good. Make sure I do that. Got all my empty trays. Alright, now what was this? Damn. I don't know, but it didn't make it. Didn't make the cut. This was lemon balm. It's just not. Alright. Great. So now I got me a bunch of different pots again. Okay. So now I'm about to repot some okra just because it's here in my face. This okra was started on June 2nd, so a month ago, because today is July 1st. So, and this is how big it got. So now they need to go in starter containers and I'll sell them. Now normally I have my label maker and my tape out here, but right now I know that that's okra and I'm not repotting anything else at the moment. I may have to go run and grab it anyway, but right now I'm gonna just start. So I'm mixing in, y'all can't see, but in this pool I'm mixing up all that I just emptied. But wait, I'm not done emptying, so hold on. Let me just do one thing at a time. Cam and Mia, what you doing, baby? I'm gonna just cut your dead parts. But you is done. What's this? A purple coneflower? Alright, you might be able to be salvaged. Let's get some of these dead parts off of you. That last one, nah. She was done. Peel the dead ones from your roots. So what I learned about plants is just like people as far as energy goes. You got dead energy around, you're gonna have dead energy or dead energy type of activity happening in your life. So when it comes to plants, if you see something dying or it's nutrient deficient, you don't want to leave it on that plant. You want to get rid of the dying part so that the energy of the plant is not continuing to serve parts that are already dead and not putting your plant in a good position. So got one more. Alright. And I got some aloe vera that I need to repot. Sit down and do that. We got these out of the store with no daggone, it wasn't even in a pot, it just had dirt. Some of these is looking crazy. Use aloe vera on cuts and scarves. You can make put it in a hair shampoo or conditioner. Do face masks. Very cooling and alleviating. You know, you get bit by some mosquitoes or something. Use all this aloe vera. So we're gonna repot that thing. And aloe vera got a little bit of sand in it, so it can stay drained well because it does not need a lot of water. Remember. And so that's small, but you could use these like if you wasn't using it to just have it as a houseplant. See how I kind of cut that? I don't know if it should be cut off all the way because the juice seeping on top or what, but just, you know, snipping it and using it for your own personal medicinal self-care uses is cool too. Every plant ain't gotta just be sitting there looking pretty. You can use it for what it's good for. Alright, so now that's potted, let's move on to the next one. So got a bunch of discolored ones. Do I want to cut that one? Yeah, I do. Okay. Make a little aloe gel out of this. Because the gel is still useful. It's just the discoloring on the outside. And we can repot this. Peace, everybody. Yep. Perfect. And then I save these labels, and I'll either write over them or put some tape over them and write something else on them if I'm not replanting the same thing. Labeling really helps when you out here trying to water and keep track of what you doing and you don't know what nothing called. That's not helpful, especially if you're not already a plant guru. All right. Yeah, so then after each repotting, you make sure you want to water your plants good. Okay, so these two aloes are cut, trimmed, and ready to go live their best life. Okay, let me trim down this chamomile. Because I think some of it's salvageable, some of it is still green, but a lot of it is not. So let's just give it a big chop. Put you over there with the green. And something about, just like with human hair, it's something about cutting and trimming that does plants well and they grow back, you know, even more. So like I pruned some of the okra and some of the zucchini and some of the cucumbers to give the plant more sunshine, because all of them leaves sometimes block certain parts of the plant. Like some of the zucchini was getting so big that it was covering other zucchini, and so some of the zucchini in the back was smaller and barely growing because it wasn't getting enough of the direct sunlight. So just trimming some of those leaves, pruning them, helped to not only increase sunlight but make your leaves come back stronger and healthier and makes your plant more vibrant, um, and more pollinators are attracted to the plant. The more flowers and greenery you have on it, the more they come do what they need to do so that your plants can be successful. Okay, so this is chamomile. I just trimmed all the brown off that I could see, and hopefully this will come back to life like I needed to, because I want to use that to dry out and make salves with for mothers. Alright, so I'm about to take a little bit of this new potting mix that I bought and mix it with this pool mix from all the other plants. Wait, I got some more plants. I keep thinking I'm done and I'm not. There's something that we do here called cloning. So basically, you take a piece of another plant, of a healthy plant. So, what is some stuff we've cloned? We tried to clone the peach tree, that didn't really work. We've cloned the herb before, and what you do is you clip off a piece of a plant that's already vibrant doing its thing. You dip it in what's called rooting hormone, and the rooting hormone, I guess, helps it give it roots. So you take off this clipping of a plant that's already successful, you dip it in rooting hormone, you stick it in water, you let it sit in the water for a few days until it roots, and then you go ahead and transfer that new plant into some soil and bring it outside, let it do its thing, and a whole nother plant can be grown from it. And so some of these were clone plant fails. Not everything roots properly, or you're not taking the right care of it, and it will die. Alright. And some stuff just might not have had right drainage, might not have had the right amount of sun, might not have had enough seeds. It's a number of different things. Dang, we had a lot of stuff out here that wasn't growing. Now this didn't have no holes in the bottom, so when plants can't get proper drainage, they're not going to act right. So we're not going to use that one again, so we'll put some holes in it. Alright. So this is all our reused dirt. Now, normally when I'm doing, so I do something different when I'm just repotting than I do when I'm actually gardening. So when I'm just repotting, I use like a pot and soil mix. Today I got the Stry Green potting mix, but usually I get like a Miracle Grow potting mix. But either way, um, with that, with the potting mix, I'm using it for things that I'm actually putting in pots. When it's time to put it in the ground, I use a ground, not a potting mix. I use one that's made specifically for the garden, for the ground. And then to that, I add something called vermiculite and perlite, and those are both good for. I think I know for sure the perlite is to help it like with drainage. I I'm not sure if vermiculite does the same thing or if it just adds nutrients. To be honest, I got to do my own research because the person that helped me start this garden was just telling me what to do, and I was just listening, and it's been working. But now I need to go back and understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So with the pot mix, I don't necessarily do all that, and it already kind of has the white stuff is the perlite, so it already has perlite in it. But if I know that maybe I'm about to transfer something to the garden soon, like maybe I just need to get it out of the pot or out of the starter tray into a pot real quick before I have a garden bed ready to enter into, then I might add the vermiculite and perlite because I want it to get adjusted and acclimated to the type of soil that it's about to be going into. But it really just depends. Alright, so I think that's it for all the dumping. I think I've dumped everything I need to dump. And now it's time to transplant some of these plants into bigger containers. Yeah. So I'm trying to brainstorm what I want to do here. Mm, so I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna mix some of this store-bought cotton soil with my pot and soil that I just got out of all these pots. Now let me read the bag. What it say? This is a cotton mix with fertilizer. At a glance facts. It's enriched with time-release fertilizer that feeds plants for up to 9 months. Specially blended formula containing sphagnum, peat moss, and perlite, which allows drainage and aeration for strong root development. So some of these bags, I hope y'all can hear me. So some of these bags are telling you what it's good for. And then they give you whole instructions. They tell you step 1, what to do. Step 2, pour it in the pot, water it, feed it, relax, and enjoy. It gives you, so all of y'all that be asking me stuff, sometimes you just go to the store and you get the bag, and YouTube is going to help you out. Now, I share my YouTube link, and I share what I can on here as well, but I'm learning as I go, too, and I don't want to be telling y'all the wrong thing, and then y'all come back and me looking crazy, because if I F up my garden, that's my business. Alright, so anyways, what I was saying is, I'm just going to pour some of this in with the mixture that I already got from all the other pots, because technically a lot of this is a pot mix anyway. All right. Okay. Mix it all up. It's a lot of nice little centipedes in here. Alright. repot some of this stuff. So we got the okra that's been in here for a month. We're gonna put it in one of these because we want to sell it. So I'm gonna just fill it up, not all the way. Grab one of these, make a little indentation. Oh, my chamomile. Make a little indentation, stick it down in there, cover it the top with dirt. Bow bow. Got an okra plant ready to sell, and it took me a month to get it to this height, and it'll take probably another month before it starts getting to where it's gonna start blooming and producing. So let's do that again. Fill it up at least about halfway. Make an indentation. Get your okra out your starter bed. Stick it on in there. You ain't gotta unpack the dirt or none of that. Fill it up. Bow bow. Pack it in there. Now I got me 2 okra plants. Now not all of them came up. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 24 little spaces, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 came up. That's not good. That's not a good yield at all. I need to look into that. Yeah, I should have had way more than that come up. Maybe they still coming. I'm gonna leave them and see. So this okra, and so then I would probably sell these like $2 or $3. So it probably cost me $4 or $5 to get the starter tray. The seed packets was about $2 a piece. Started, just put some seeds in there, let it sit for a month, and then in a month I'm able to take it out and sell a few of these individually. I'm also able to just plant them, and then when they grow and I harvest, then I can sell what's off the harvest. Appreciate the love. Peace of love, everybody out there tuned in. Appreciate y'all very much. Ooh, a little slug. Ooh. Now, yeah, if you are not a buggy person, if they really freak you out, gardening is going to be difficult for you because it's so many little bugs and critters and spiders and mites and roly-polies and caterpillars. It's so much out here. I just look at it like, we all share the earth. Now, there's some things, that I don't like, or I don't want just crawling all up on me, but I just have to understand, I'm in their house. When I'm in my house, I'm in my house, but when I'm outside, I'm in their spot. So I'm going to encounter them. And just like we like the veggies and fruits, they do too. So, all right, so that's 6 okra plants. Put them over here. And then I could carry them in something like this. I be getting these when I go to the store and buy starter plants from Walmart. And if I buy a lot at one time, I just take the whole thing. And don't nobody stop me. Alright, so all of them is okra. And then we got 2 aloe vera. Alright, what next? So this is lettuce. What can we do with lettuce? Let's see. I'm going to put lettuce in a not so shallow pot, but shallow enough. A 5-inch planter. gonna put it in this just to see how it does. I have some lettuce growing, but it already came in a pot. So this is my first time potting lettuce. So I'm gonna fill it up most to the top because the lettuce is not that deeply rooted and does not have as much length as the okra. So, yep, it's that small. So I'm making enough room for it to be on top. And I'm gonna put probably about 4 or 5 of these in here, and then as they start getting bigger in this pot, I'll either start, trimming it down and eating it, or I'll go ahead and transfer it into the ground. And that one got a little more to it. Okay, make you some room over there. And this was lettuce. I planted that on 6'2" as well. Lettuce burpee bib. And so what I did was I planted 2 different types of lettuce. Y'all can't see, but on this side it says lettuce bib from Fern Morse and lettuce from Burpee. And it looks like the lettuce from Burpee has come up, and the one from Fern Morse, only one has come up. But this whole tray is looking a little sketch because some of the chamomile coming up and some not. So it must have been something I either did in the planting or the maintenance of it. Maybe I should have did better about watering it or keeping it in the sun, because we did move it to some shade when we did the event and kind of just left it over there for a few days. So got to be mindful of all of that. It keeps showing me people watching, but it's not showing me who the people is coming into the room. Alright, gently pull up another lettuce and put it in here. And so that's 3 little burpee bib lettuces that I got in this one pot. I think I got room for maybe 2 more. I put one in the center, the dead center, because they so small right now. And like I said, this is my first time doing this with lettuce, so I'm gonna see whether or not, this is a good idea in a few weeks. And then got a little root here. I'm gonna put this on the edge here. Hey lettuce, y'all looking good. Welcome to your new pot, baby. Welcome to your new pot. Looking good. So remember, after you transplant, you need to re-water your plants. I just watered them all this morning, so I'm not going to give it a heavy water, but I'm going to just, lightly glaze it so that it can get acclimated to its new pot and be nourished and all of that. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lettuces in this one little pot, and we're going to see how this do. We're going to come back and see how that. Okay. What we got next? I may as well do the rest with the rest of the lettuce that's in there. Yep. So I got another little pot. I'm gonna just fill it up. Leave some room for the lettuce. And this one look like it's kind of struggling a little bit, but I'm gonna put it in another pot. Maybe that'll give it a chance. Give it some stability. There we go. Cover it up with that dirt. Oh, well, that didn't come out with the dirt, and it barely got a root on it, so we're gonna see. And some of them I might just need to leave in there. They might not, be big enough to. But with lettuce being in the tray, I kind of want to get it out because it's weird. Like, it's going to need room to grow. It's the last lettuce I can see. And this is from Fern Morse. So, got a Fern Morse and 3 burpees in here. Alright. Everybody happy with their new home? I hope so. Alright. Now, we got some chamomile in here just coming up. I think I want to leave it. It's not really big enough. They're not that big and it's not that many. So I'm going to leave it. Now, all the rest of these holes, I'm going to leave this for another week. Because, like I said, I planted a good number of the okra and the lettuce, and only you see I only picked out a few. So I'm gonna let this sit for another week or so, just see what happens before I totally dump it. Now this here needs to be potted. I don't know who the hell did this, but they not in a pot at all. And I don't even know what this is. I think it's cauliflower. If it's not cauliflower, it might be collards. One of the two. I don't know which one of my roommates did this. But either way, they need to be repotted. So I could put them in something small like this and try to sell them, or wait for them to get bigger before I repot them. Or I could put them in something bigger. I think I'm going to just keep it simple and do it in smaller pots since they're kind of small. And we'll worry about them getting bigger a little later. I think that's what I'm going to do. But first, let me take off some of these damaged brown pieces. Give it some fresh soil underneath. Lay it on top of there and add some fresh soil on top. Y'all can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. Y'all can't see. Yeah, I think this is it looking like the collard or the cauliflower. They both kind of look like this. This one looks like he gonna make it. We gonna see. Oh yeah, this was dry as hell. Right. Water them real good when we get done. So all I'm doing is putting soil in the bottom, pressing this in, and add more soil over top of it, breaking it up a little bit. It's really dry. This one kind of looks like it's done for. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is cauliflower. Okay, so I got all of those repotted. And teamwork made the dream work. It go a lot faster when you got some help. Alright, so now I got a bunch of this corn, a bunch of starter corn. I'm thinking about putting quite a number of them and selling them. Because I got a whole bunch of $1 ones over there. But I'm going to put one in a bigger pot so I can put more in it and sell it for more. Alright, so fill this pot up. Bye, cauliflower. I'm going to put a bunch of this corn. Just going to go around with the corn. So you can see what I'm doing. Just pulling out the corn with the whole soil attached. Making an indentation in the pot, putting it in. Same thing. Alright, that's enough. That's enough corn for one bucket. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stalks for $10. And who knows, we might end up just starting 5. Just so we can get rid of it. We got so much starter corn, like, and we already got corn growing, like, a lot of it in the bed. Like, we can't do nothing without this corn. Until we get, more land. Okay, so that's some corn. Let's do another pot like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really packing it in there. 9. See if we can do 10 like the last one. And 10. Alright. Sending them peace, brother Markel. How you doing? All right, so we just got all the colleague planted. Let me show you since she wasn't here. I repotted some okra, bunch of different okra, some aloe vera. Got sending students your way. What? Got some corn. Got some cauliflower. Alright. Oh, and I repotted some lettuce. So now, what am I going to do next? I still got to finish out the rest of this corn, so let me put that in a smaller bucket. And I will not be planting any more starter corn in a while until all of these are gone, because who the hell got space for corn? It grows so tall and big. Actually, let me take that back. I know where I got some resources. I mean, I talk about you like that, corn. Alright. Okay. And that's it on the corn. Okay. These are done. This whole tray raggedy. I'm going to just throw it away. Yeah, it's just... Alright. So now I got some tomatoes back here. Ugh. That need to be repotted. I'm wondering because maybe they can grow like this and just keep a cage over them. Because the other ones seem like they have a lot of roots in them. Maybe I should just leave you alone, huh? That's what you're telling me? You want me to leave you alone? Well, there's another one that does need some care. Oh, she was doing so good. Now she getting all bumpy and nitrogen deficiency. So let's go ahead and get her out the pot, see what's going on with these roots. Yeah, break it up. I had I'm trying to think if I started this from seed or if I just like a seed that I bought or if I just put a tomato in the ground. I can't remember. I feel like it's one that I just put in the ground. But either way, let's break it up and get some of this. But it's real bumpy. I might need to look into this. Like it's real bumpy on the stem. I don't know if it's worth replanting. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway and see. This is be how I learn. I usually go to Google. Or if I wasn't on live with y'all, I might look it up. But I'm going to just cut it. Get it as clean as I can. Replant it. And I'll let nature tell me what it's going to do. Sometimes YouTube is useful. But sometimes you just got to learn on your own. You just got to let nature talk to you. Let God show you the way. Of how things work. And so it's going through like Ah, this lighting. Let me move y'all. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. There we go. Better. Better. Alright. So it's kind of like clipping hair for real. I gotta go through each piece and cut off. I'm about to shut this video down because they over here cutting grass. But basically, you go through each piece, and where it's yellow or brown, just get rid of it. Because it's some type of nutrient deficiency. There's something called cow mag that I buy that we put on the plants, and it's to add calcium to the plant. And you don't need too much of it because it can end up damaging the plant. So this could be an overage of that, or it could be just not getting enough of the nutrients it needs. I don't know. But I've been having a time with tomatoes this season and last year. They just could not get right. But yeah, I'm gonna bid y'all adieu to this man over here mowing and stuff. And I need my phone anyway, so I'll check in with y'all soon. Alright, thank y'all for tuning in to Gardening with Farmer Mo today. Alright, peace.